If you were to bite off a kneecap, how would it look?
Woodward Sports, let's go.
And good morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us, and I was just talking to Joey about this. I slept so good last night. If you can tell, I got some sun yesterday. That took it out of me. What an incredible time at the Cherry Creek golf outing. Tremendous. We were going to recap all of it coming up in the show. Plus, we got Terry Foster joining us today. Going to qualify somebody for that $25K kick for crypto. Big game 4 last night in the NBA, so we got a lot to talk about today. But first, let me introduce you to the crew that's here with us. To my right,
What's going on? It's Corey.
to my left,
Joey, let's go today.
how you feeling today, Joey?
I feel awesome, man. Yesterday was a long day.
Are you sore because you swung a golf club for the first time ever yesterday?
Honestly, I think that's my new calling in life.
Is it?
It's got to be the new calling in life for me, so I feel good about it. And, I mean, it was you and Adam teaching me just a little basic swing, and I felt like I got it off rip.
Yeah, I thought you did pretty well. So we'll talk about Joey and the long drive competition that we had between me, Adam, and Joik Bell. We have Big Al in the house. We learned that Alex, our producer or technical director, he's been on the show now, what, 6 months?
Easily.
Something like that, Alex? 6 months? And when we talk to Alex, it's always, hey, Alex, how you doing? And, I'm good.
Quietest dude.
Quiet guy, nice guy, polite guy. But you get Alex on a golf course, he's a celebrity. People are rolling by on their golf carts going, what up, Big Al? We're all looking at each other.
That was pretty hilarious, man. I gotta admit, that was pretty cool.
You go by Big Al?
It's what the golf team called me at Lawrence Tech.
When you play college golf?
Yeah, I played at Lawrence Tech.
Wow.
Dude, he was in his element yesterday. And not only that, he was
place.
talking trash to people. He was telling Art how bad he was going to do. There was a new Big Al yesterday. I feel like I met Alex for the first time yesterday.
Honestly, we should have screened this kid a little bit before we hired him.
But Alex is making sure we look good production-wise. And then Jeff is in the fishbowl. Fish is still on vacation. Jeff was out there with us yesterday as well.
I'm kind of pissed with Jeff because Fox 2 News is trying to steal our Jeff because during our show, they were over there interviewing Jeff.
Really?
And one thing I will say is when you guys told me to shake the hair, it threw her off completely because she had no idea where that came from and what it meant.
Oh, wait. When we were yelling at you, you were getting interviewed by Fox 2?
Well, I was announcing the winner of the giveaway they were doing.
Oh, okay.
With
She told
Jennifer Hammond, and she had the Fox 2 crew out there.
Yeah, she told me to pick a number, and I picked it, and after she heard the shake the hair, I think she got thrown off, and you know what I mean? We had to introduce her a little bit. But
Or did she get thrown off when you shook the hair?
it might have been that.
I think that throws everybody off their game. But let's talk about this, man. Yesterday, I saw this quote by Michael Brockers. He's obviously new, and we've had this incestual trade and back and forth with the Rams, and then it gets even more incestual by his quote. We have the audio of this quote. Can you play that for us real quick, Alex, so everybody can hear what I'm talking about? And he's talking about Sean McVay and Dan Campbell, comparing the two.
Reminds me a lot of McVay and how he came in as far as understanding that, man, it's no ego when it comes to his coaching style. And it's not, I'm coming in here and I'm changing the team. It's more about he is coming in here. He's new coach and he has a lot of expectations, but at the same time he's expecting us as men to do our part, and I think that's what we love and what we respect about him.
Excited to get out.
So, yeah, that was Michael Brockers. And, obviously we've gone back and forth on the Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford thing. Who's going to be the better quarterback? Who's the better quarterback? Who's the most accomplished? Does making a Super Bowl matter if you can't win a playoff game and all that type of stuff? We've been through this. But it really seems like are the Rams our rival now?
It's so weird. That's what I'm starting to feel because we joked about saying, is our game against the Rams going to be our Super Bowl for the season? And I feel like a majority of us kind of disagreed, but it's really starting to come true because there seems to just be this rivalry just because we had this one trade between our quarterback, but there's just so many pieces around both organizations that we kind of just swapped between each other.
Yeah, and I was just going to piggyback off of that. I think it's more just about a lot of guys coming over from one organization and going on to another, and some of those guys did not expect to leave the previous organization.
Right.
Now, granted, the Lions got Brad Holmes. That was obviously him coming to Detroit as a promotion for him. Ray Agnew coming along as the assistant GM. Those are both promotions for those guys. But Jared Goff and Michael Brockers did not plan on leaving the Los Angeles Rams. That's who both of those guys started their NFL careers with. And you got to also think about in Michael Brockers' case, Michael Brockers had an opportunity to go to the Baltimore Ravens for a little bit more money, decided to go ahead and stay with the Rams. And then what happens? The Rams go ahead and they send him to Detroit. So I don't want to say it's necessarily a rivalry building, but you know what? Could be some tension, some animosity there with those two guys, Goff and Brockers, and then, as we said, with Holmes, Agnew, and also too Aubrey Pleasant. It's a lot of Los Angeles Rams pieces now. Well, enough Los Angeles Rams pieces now with this new rebuild that the Detroit Lions are going through.
Yeah, Brockers also was talking about, as far as when McVay came in, he said, as far as my understanding, there was no ego when it comes to his coaching style. It's all about the team. It's about the we, not the me mentality. And that's why it says it right up there on our board. I love that because it seemed like our last regime that was in here was more about me than the we. And if you follow me, maybe you'll be as great as me.
Yeah.
But these guys have come in and they're creating a team culture. And we've talked about it almost ad nauseum. When you empower people and you support them and you tell them, you're going to do good things and we're a team together, and you build this whole community. Like yesterday was a great example for us as Woodward Sports. I mean, there was like 15, 16 of us out there yesterday at the golf outing, and you could just tell, like, we have a cohesive teamwork thing going on right now. We're all laughing, we're all joking with each other, we can crack on each other, but we can also support each other, and that comes with a regime, and that comes with, it trickles down from the top, and I'm glad we got a guy in place now that is at least sending that signal to his players.
Well, I like the Michael Brockers comments. First off, for a few reasons. One, Michael Brockers was not with the Detroit Lions last year.
Right.
So when he's coming in right now and he's talking about comparing Dan Campbell to Sean McVay, you can say, I'll go into the devil's advocate later, but you can say that this is an unbiased opinion right now because he doesn't owe any favors or any kind of words of kindness to Dan Campbell. And one thing that I like about Brockers' comments is he's talking about how Dan Campbell is treating them. It seemed like he's treating them like men, which is a total 180 from Matt Patricia and how he was running the Lions organization. And I'll pull up this quote. I got this quote pulled up from Dan Campbell. And he was talking to NFL.com about how he treats the players. I told them honestly, day one, look, I'm not going to carry your toilet paper around. I'm not going to wipe your butt. You're going to wipe your own butt. You handle it, and I'll treat you like men until you prove me otherwise. Basically, he's saying I'm empowering you. I'm going to treat you like men. I'm empowering you to do your damn job.
All I can think of is Big Daddy. But I wipe my own ass. But yeah, he's not there to wipe your ass for you. Like, you get up every day, go to work, and do your job, and I think the rest will take care of itself. When you said that, it kind of reminds me of how the players used to talk about Jim Caldwell. Mm-hmm. And we could go back and forth about whether Jim Caldwell's the greatest head coach in Lions history. If you don't think it, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you besides
Not telling that much, but okay.
Yeah, but that's fine. But look at statistics, and he is.
Here we go.
Here we go. If Adam's in here, he's going to run in here in about 5 minutes and be like, he's awful.
Listen, anytime you say the greatest and Lions in the same sentence, it's not really saying that much.
But it doesn't matter.
It's relative.
It's two things. Is it a low bar? Yes. But also with Detroit Lions history, can you really get to, how can I say? You can't. Beggars can't be choosers. We have there was a coach that had more winning seasons than he had losing seasons.
Yeah.
Bottom line. So it's whatever. Go ahead.
No. I was just talking to Jeff over there in the audio booth, making sure Joey's sounding all crispy this morning. But yeah, I love that. And I don't know. There's two types of coaches, right? There's your Bill Parcells. There's your oh God, why can't Bill Belichick? Yeah, you got your tough-nosed guys. Then you have your Pete Carrolls of the world and stuff like that. Both styles can work, right? We've seen both styles work. Pete Carroll has his Super Bowls. Obviously, Belichick's got his. Parcells got his.
He got his without Tom Brady, though. He doesn't have his without Tom Brady, though.
Andy Reid and Bruce Arians lean a little more towards the fun in the game, I want to say. So I'm willing to try it, right? There's no right or wrong way to do this as long as you get the results that you want.
That's the main point right there. Bill Belichick's style can work for him because Bill Belichick wins. Pete Carroll's style works for Pete Carroll because he wins. Andy Reid, Bruce Arians, their styles work because they've proven to eventually become winners. When you're a guy like Matt Patricia and you're coming in here calling everybody out of their name and you don't have anything to show for it and you're not winning, the style is not going to work. But one thing I just want to go back to some comments that Brock was talking about. He also talked about the coaching staff that was put together, and he was saying that he's never been around this many former NFL players that are now coaches. And again, I just want to give another applause to Dan Campbell and the coaching staff that he built, because you got to think about this. Anthony Lynn just came out not too long ago. He was going to sit out. He didn't have any plans on coaching. The Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator job, he was up for that job, still planning on sitting out. But when he got the call from Dan Campbell, he decided to come to Detroit because he said, in his own words, I want to be there because they're about to build something special over there. You got a guy like that who has been an NFL head coach himself, is a proven offensive coordinator, and he, instead of sitting out a year, instead of going to arguably a better franchise with Seattle Seahawks, they won a Super Bowl, they've been to multiple. For him to not go to that job and go work with Pete Carroll, but to come to Detroit and coach under under Dan Campbell, that says a lot.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, when other leaders of men want to join you to lead men, it's a really a tip to your cap, and it's a feather in your cap that people want to follow you to that level. And like we were saying early on in this process, yes, Dan Campbell doesn't have a ton of pedigree of being a head coach. He had his interim stint in Miami. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have a lot of proven on the record stuff. So when he got hired, we were all kind of concerned. Like, are they going to just surround him with other guys that don't have a ton of experience? Is this just going to be an all-in, let's just try something new? But that's not how they did it. They insulated him, insulated him with former head coaches, with great assistant coaches from other teams that left and took lateral positions to come here. It's not like they left, like Deuce Staley. He didn't leave Philly and get a promotion. He left Philly for the same job.
The same job, assistant head coach and running backs coach. The Bears linebackers coach, lateral position. Aubrey Pleasant, I believe that was a lateral position. There were several guys that had lateral positions. And Dan Campbell, to me, Dan Campbell was an overcorrection for how bad Matt Patricia was. Matt Patricia was such a non-leader of men that they had to bring in a guy who is going to be a motivator, who could be a leader of men, and surround him with great X's and O's minds. And speaking of overcorrection, this leads into my devil's advocate from the Michael Brockers comments. Now, I don't think Michael Brockers comes off as anybody who's kissing ass or just saying stuff just to saying it, just off of hearing him in press conferences. But let me play devil's advocate for a minute. Maybe he gave Dan Campbell such high praise and comparing him to Sean McVay because he already started off coming to Detroit in some hot water because he inadvertently threw Jared Goff under the bus before he knew he was coming here. So maybe this DC praise that he's giving right now, like, okay, let me just go ahead and build myself up a little bit more favor.
So you think this is make good?
You know what? I'm just gonna say this. That's just the devil's advocate of it. It could possibly be that. I don't think that it is that, but just got to throw it out there. It's a possibility. It could be.
Yeah, well, if it is, I mean, he's doing a good job. I don't mind it, but it's just so weird to me how everything Lions talk just all correlates with the Rams now. Like everything. Our quarterback position, now Brockers comparing the coach, plus, everybody leaving from the high-up spots. It's just, I don't know. Like, we haven't had a true rival here in Detroit, mostly because we can't win a lot. In order to have a rivalry, you got to at least be competitive. So we haven't had that, but I feel like the Rams are our new West Coast target.
I like that better than rival West Coast target. I believe that the Rams will be a team that, as long as Matthew Stafford, okay, is this the also in brain of like, Matt? Did I say Matthew? Yeah, y'all tricked me with that the other day. But
it still makes me think.
With Matthew Stafford now being with the Los Angeles Rams, as long as he's with the Rams and Jared Goff is here in Detroit, they are going to be compared. They're going to be talked about in the same senses. They're going to be linked at the hip because both cities, Los Angeles and Detroit, they want to all see how the respective quarterbacks do in their new cities. Because if Matthew Stafford goes out in LA and does great, it's going to be, hey, he was held back in Detroit. If he doesn't do great and Jared Goff is here and he does great, then it's like, hey, we all the people, hey, I told you it was Stafford. I told you it was Stafford. So while both of those two guys are in Detroit and LA, it's going to be constant conversation.
Yeah, and I can't wait. And that's the best part about sports is it's all going to get played out on the field, and in the end, the numbers will not lie. Like, we could sit up here and be talking heads all day long, but at the end of the day, the numbers are going to prove who's who, what's what, and those numbers that I'm referring to are wins. I don't care about stats at this point. Like, you want to say stats make you a great quarterback, that's fine. You can do it. But I'm going to argue Tom Brady doesn't put up the best stats in the world. Like, if you want a fantasy quarterback, Tom Brady's normally not your guy, right? Throughout his career. Last year, great year for the Bucs. He was a decent fantasy quarterback.
That is crazy, actually.
But
he's not one of the better, but one of the best in fantasy world.
He's not. He really isn't. You would take a Stafford over him 9 times out of 10 in fantasy football, but that goes to show you that stats don't mean shit. Give me the W's.
To your point, the fantasy draft that I have coming up, the one that I actually helped me GM, I won my Super Bowl with Stafford as my quarterback.
Wow.
He's a stud.
He's a
fantasy stud.
So that's what they say. Stafford's going to win a Super Bowl this year. If he wins Corey another fantasy Super Bowl. Okay.
Man. So, yeah, I can't believe we're less than 30 days away from the first preseason game. We're less than 2 weeks away from training camp opening up. Football season's almost here! And we got to meet Rory yesterday, which I can't wait to talk about later.
Not just Rory.
Oh,
We met the whole squad of Rory and his homies.
That whole opening with the mascots was probably, like you said, the worst ADHD for this show ever.
Yeah, my sister called me yesterday, and she was like, you were on full display yesterday. Like, your card got pulled.
I know you're a fan, but like your true fandom and love of mascots came out.
Stick at like a grown-ass man, 35 years old, walking into Chuck E. Cheese going crazy when he meets Chucky.
Dude, mascots are the best, man. They're the best. And I loved your post. Like, they literally have no rules. Mascots can do anything they want.
No rules. They literally can do whatever you want. Like, they literally jumped in our entire broadcast.
Yeah, they were climbing up walls to get to us, and nobody was saying anything. So, yeah.
And I had to find the clean version, and trust me, this was very hard to find. I'm still editing that Paul's doing the blade dance.
Oh, nice. It made it. We got Easy did a nice little edit of the whole experience yesterday.
Oh, great.
It made that clip. So we're going to play that coming up in just a little bit. But first, let me tell you about my friends at Coast Portland. It's camping season. You're going outdoors. You need outdoorsy stuff to make sure that you can see, to make sure you're safe, and to make sure you can just take care of all the utilities that you need to while you're camping. That is where Coast Portland comes in. Plus, if you got somebody that has a birthday coming up, this makes a great birthday gift. WSN20 when you check out for 20% off. Go to coastportland.com today. And I'm telling you, once you get one of these little like pocket knives, you're never going to leave home without it. Like, it's literally part of my checklist now. It used to be money, phone, keys, glasses, check. Now it's like money, phone, keys, knife, check, because I got LASIK and I don't need glasses anymore. So this has replaced that for me in my checklist. Does everybody else have a checklist when they leave the house?
Oh, yeah. You got
the money, phone, key. You got your rhythm?
No, it's just funny. I just got to listen to Eric Thomas, and he was just talking about having a checklist before you leave the house. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I have a mental checklist every time I leave the house. So make sure you check them out. coastportland.com.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show. We are live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Feels weird being back in the studio today. Like, I love being on location.
So much. It's so much fun, especially seeing people looking at us like, Woodward Sports, what is that? And then we get to tell them what we are, and they're like, all right, that's freaking sweet. And then they listen, and then you get positive feedback because that's what it's all about. We can't take away from the fact that we are brand new and we got to start from the ground up and build this entire thing, but that's that Detroit grind that we're doing.
Yeah, no, it's just fun to be out. Like, I've missed people so much, like so much.
Is it weird still for you?
No.
So it's back to normal, the vibe.
When I took my wife out to dinner the other night and we went to a packed restaurant, I looked around and it wasn't weird, but I was just like, man, I haven't seen this in a while. And I started to think, all these people locked themselves in their house for literally over a year.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to think about that. There was a group of 6 girls, and I'm like, those 6 girls probably haven't sat down for dinner together in a long time. And it's just cool to see, like, bonds forming again and people just, interacting. Like, because we're social beings. We need interaction.
Yeah, last year with everything being basically closed because of the pandemic, it gave me a higher sense of appreciation of being around family and friends and going out and enjoying things such as simply as going to a restaurant or going to a bar and having a beer. You appreciate the little things a lot more now that the country is open back up.
Yeah, so I'm having fun with it, and yesterday at the Cherry Creek golf outing, it was amazing. We're going to play you a little recap video coming up next, but first, we got to talk about Game 4, man, because it looks like we have ourselves a series, ladies and gentlemen, a 3-game series. The Suns now have home court advantage for the 3-game series. But this game, the Suns, so I was texting my mom throughout the game. As you know, she's a Suns fan. And I told her at halftime, I'm like, you got to feel good if you're a Suns fan. They were tied at half. They played pretty well. They came out with good energy. Booker was hitting his shots. All you needed was somebody else to step up. That's all the Suns needed to do to take over that game. And then they had a 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter. And then just all hell broke loose.
Crickets.
Woo! You know what? I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of mad at the Bucks right now. Because I said that the Bucks were going to win by 10 plus. They only won by 6. So I'm a little bit hurt. And also too, I did say I felt it was going to go 2-2. I thought that both teams were going to serve home court, but I'm surprised in the fashion that it happened because I did not expect that. Just real quick, shout out to my boy Marty Max. He said that I would have went ahead and got the 10 plus points if Booker didn't have 7 fouls to play with, but we'll get into that in a second. Monty Williams, he agrees with me. The Suns made it hard on themselves to win that game last night. They shot better than the Bucks across the board. But out of Monty Williams' mouth, 17 offensive rebounds for the Bucks, 17 turnovers for the Suns, which the Bucks scored 24 points off of. That is terrible. Chris Paul, out of those 17 turnovers, Chris Paul had 5 of himself, shot 38% from the field. Devin Booker played lights out. You know what? That's why I wore the Mamba mentality hoodie today, because Devin Booker came with the Mamba mentality. Chris Paul, he came with the CP0 mentality. I don't know what he did last night, but I don't expect him to have that kind of repeat performance in Game 5, but got to give it to Giannis. Got to give it to Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton had a Chris Middleton game.
Yep.
He disappears for a couple of games.
I was going to say, so expect nothing out of him next game.
Nothing. Negative. Like, don't even show up. Don't even play Chris Middleton next game.
Right. You got your every other game out of him.
And then Drew Holiday's probably coming out once every 6 games, so maybe the next game or in Game 6 he'll come out and play.
Drew Holiday could have single-handedly blew this game for the Bucks last night, because down the stretch, granted, if you're open, take the shot, but it was not Drew Holiday's night at any point of the game last night. He was flat going to the rim with layups, flat in the mid-range, flat from beyond the arc. I would have loved to see him be more of a facilitator and get the ball in Chris Middleton's hands, because he had the hot hand going. Why are you going away from the hot hand? Didn't make any sense to me, but I'm glad that the Bucks went ahead. They figured it out. Giannis played an efficient game across the board. Almost got a triple-double. I believe he finished with 26, 14, and 8. Can't say enough about him. And Devin Booker still almost cost his team the game at the end, because when he got that foul that the referee swallowed their whistle on, I was just like, what the heck is going on? And it's the last thing. I know I probably took a lot of talking points away. It was just so much.
You're fine, man.
It was just so much.
Go, Corey, go.
It was just so much about that game that threw me off. Also, Giannis, that block.
Now you're stealing my talking point.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Because even post game, Giannis talked about that. And do you have that video of Giannis post game?
Well, let's first see the block, because this is being discussed as one of the greatest blocks in finals history. I mean, we could go back to the LeBron chase down of Iguodala, but look at this. He's covering the pick and roll. He doesn't even know where Ayton is. This should be an easy 2 points to tie the game. The dude pivots, turns, blocks it right-handed. Like, this is just unbelievable basketball. If you're watching at home, kids, this is how it's done.
I'm not saying greatest block, but that's a hell of a block.
That's, you know what?
The positioning, like, what makes this a great block is not that if you just isolate the block, you're right, not great. But he's playing Devin Booker on a pick and roll. He's at the top of the key. His shoulders and his back is he's facing away from Ayton, has no idea where he is, but has the wherewithal to pivot, take one step, and jump. And he was above the square when he blocked that shot.
As far as just block, it's not that sexy, but as far as the degree of difficulty, that was a hell of a block.
And not even knowing, that's the craziest part. When you just literally, that wasn't his, it obviously was his assignment.
Well, no, I mean, literally, once you roll with the pick guy, it isn't his assignment. You can watch 99 out of 100 basketball games, and usually that guy that's going with Devin Booker is not trying to cover the guy that's rolling to the rim.
No. See, with that, he had to play both.
Right.
He I feel like, went a little too much on to Booker, where he should have kind of played more so in the middle because he still had help side. But it's just impressive. I mean, he's got probably a 9-foot wingspan.
I gotta be real quick, a homer for one quick second. I'm really sick of everybody talking about these greatest in playoff blocks of all time, and now they're all of a sudden just casting Tayshaun Prince's block to the side like it wasn't that great. Like,
yeah,
I get LeBron's block in the finals. It was great. Giannis block last night, in the context of that moment of the game, hell of a block. But that Tayshaun block, I'm sorry, to me, is not being a homer. That's still the greatest damn playoff block I've ever seen, because he laid out his damn body for that block.
Yeah.
It's got to be a homer for a second.
The only thing is that was in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
This is in the finals, and to get your team back in it, that was such a clutch point of the game. If that alley-oop happens, it's a tie game with a minute left. Like, it just changed everything. But as far as it being the best block of all time, some of Giannis's teammates think it is, and here's what they had to say post-game.
I kind of said it's, in my opinion, the best block of all time. Obviously we're a little biased, and you can talk about the LeBron block as well. But as far as a block where he was covering the pick and roll, he had to judge where the pass was, where Ayton was catching it and trying to dunk it above the box. It's about as impressive as you can get.
So he's impressing his teammates, and he also seemed pretty impressed himself-ish. That's the thing with Giannis. He doesn't get too hype. Like, you see him on the court hype, but when you talk to him and interview him, he's not going to pound the table or anything. And here's what Giannis had to say about his spectacular block.
Can you just take me through the block?
Well, just hustle play. I thought I'm going to get dunked on, to be honest with you. But, going down the stretch, just do whatever, it takes to win the game. Just put yourself in a position that can win the game. And, I saw the play coming. I saw that Chris Paul was throwing the lob. So I'm just going to jump vertical, towards the rim. Hopefully I can, be there in time. And I was there in time and was able to get a good block and go down, get to a point. So it was a great.
I just jumped vertical.
Hey, who am I? Man, he doesn't speak very good English. How is he the face of the NBA?
I was just about to say.
Did I steal your joke?
That's actually a good joke.
I stole your thunder minutes
Stick
ago.
A. Smith here, reporting that anybody who doesn't speak proper English can't represent their brand. No, but That was a joke, everybody. Please don't clip that.
Yes.
Please don't clip that.
I do want to say one thing in the Suns' favor, and there's one guy who impressed the hell out of me last night, and he keeps impressing me. Suns, y'all going to have to pay Cam Johnson. He was big last night. Woo! He literally could have won that game from them last night with how he played down the stretch.
I love his game, man. I really love his game, and I've been saying it for a couple rounds. And it's always nice, and it makes you feel good when you identify somebody early, and then they end up showing out for you, and it makes you feel smart.
Yeah, he was just so active the entire game, even when he didn't have the ball in his hand. He was just running around, just doing everything that you needed him to do, and he was great on the screens, rolls. He just did it all. What can you say about him?
He's honestly one of my favorite just assignment players on a court, because you look at the stat sheet, nothing impressive, but when you look at what he's doing and contributing to the game and for his team, this guy's amazing.
To me, he's a thicker Tayshaun. That's the way I look at him. He's a glue guy that you need. Like, he's not going to be the all-star of the team at any point, but what he's going to be is that guy that you can turn to and trust when you need that bucket, when you need that stop, and he's not going to make some dumbass decision.
He's going to get, I don't know if he would get paid as a starter, but he's going to get a quality contract, a heavy contract in the offseason to be somebody's sixth man.
Yeah, he should. The Suns got to keep him. Like,
oh yeah, you cannot let him leave.
No, and if he continues to grow, once Chris Paul, this may be Chris Paul's last season with the Suns, regardless whether they win or lose. So you're going to have to fill that position somehow. Not saying he's a point guard, but saying you would make some adjustments in the lineup and you find a way to get him in there. Cam Johnson is one of my favorite players in the league right now. I got to be honest. So what do you guys think? I mean,
this is scary.
The fans seem to think Bucks in 6, which I love as a response to Suns in 4. Listen to the fans chanting at the end of the game.
Was brilliant with 42, but it's not going to be enough. It's the second time in these finals a player's having a 40-point game in a loss.
And I know Chris Paul loves watching film. I would suggest not watching it. It's not complicated. Think to yourself, I've got to be better, I've got to take care of the basketball, and I've got to take the pressure off of Booker to be a solo act.
So I love it. Suns in 4 guy, now you got Bucks in 6 crowd.
Dude, how do you think he feels watching that?
I think he wants to go beat the hell out of every Bucks fan. He needs to. They need something like that. He needs to go beat the shit out of somebody from Milwaukee to turn this momentum around.
Yeah, Corey mentioned it earlier with the field goal percentage. The Suns shot 51.3% from the field, and the Bucks were only at 40.2, and they still won the game.
Yeah, between Giannis and Middleton, though, they were 50% from the field, so their big dogs were putting in work. The rest of the misses were Drew Holiday.
Yeah,
just kind of let you know. And one thing we love to point to at any Milwaukee home game and even away game is the crowd afterwards, and look how beautiful this looks. I cannot wait till this happens in downtown Detroit. Check out the fireworks in the background. Look at that. Like, how awesome is that?
It's amazing.
Just hopefully, I'm gonna shut up. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But that is a beautiful sight, and I think we're gonna see that sight again on Tuesday.
Yeah. So let's save our picks for tomorrow, and we'll go over the game tomorrow, and we'll save that till Friday. But first, let me tell you about Levels, because they are saving their grand opening till July 30th, and it's going to be amazing in Centerline. Food trucks are going to be there, tons of other vendors, plus you get to check out this new, beautiful facility, and their delivery is going to start up soon, too. So you don't even have to leave your house if you want to experience all that Levels has to offer. So make sure you go check them out on Instagram right now at Enjoy Levels, or just go to enjoylevels.com. Their new store in Centerline is open at 7:30, and once again, we get to be out in public, which I absolutely love here with Woodward Sports. So make sure you check out Levels.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Middleton and Giannis combining for 66 points as the Bucks even up the finals. And Chris finally did come out to play. We just wrapped up talking about that game. But Giannis, second game, back-to-back, we didn't know where he went in the first quarter.
Giannis, this was the second game in a row you went out early in the first quarter. I'm just curious what was going on there.
I wanted to, what the hell you guys say it politely, I wanted to take a tinkle. A tinkle? Yeah. I wanted to take a tinkle, it came back. Yeah. That's it. That's polite, right? Tinkle is polite, yeah. Both games. I want to take
the tinkle. I want to go take the tinkle.
You know why? He's getting shot up with that pregame IV to keep him hydrated.
And you know what? Keep on going with your pregame tinkle because the past 2 games you've done it, the guys have won. So right now I would just keep it as a superstition or whatever.
Every single first quarter he just goes out. And, hey, that got to be a great sponsorship. The Tinkle Cam. They just see him walk into the locker room. That's amazing.
Like from Flomax or something.
Yeah. Hey, that's 2 of my favorite people I love hearing talk is Giannis and Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
those are my 2 favorite. I love Giannis's accent so much.
I love when people come and learn the English language, and it's so interesting what they pick up on because the English language is all over the map. Like you go to Japan and they got one word for one thing and that's it. You come to America or try to speak English, like how many terms do we have for pissing? It's taking a leak, pissing, tinkle, like all this stuff. And he's like, he pulls out tinkle of all of it as being the polite way to word it.
What's funny is I never hear that.
Tinkle? Yeah, not since I was in kindergarten.
Literally. I think we have the most complex language.
Oh, it's insane.
I mean, so many words are spelled the same way, but have pronounced differently, which is weird.
And the slang that we have within our language, like we have so many languages within our language. It's crazy. So yeah, I couldn't even imagine trying to learn English.
You know what's messed up too is he was prefacing it like, I don't want to be offensive. I think this is the right term. Don't be offended by this.
Right.
What if someone's teaching him like messed up words and he's coming out there on national TV saying the wrong shit?
That would have been hilarious. Like, I don't know how to say this in a polite way, but I was pissing all over that shit. Like, or something like that.
That's polite, right? That's polite.
That's polite. That's what Coddington told me, right?
And we move on to talk about a first in the 2K world, featuring its first female on the cover, WNBA star Candace Parker. There you see the cover right there. So what is it? I saw a couple different covers floating around.
So they got multiple covers. When you buy NBA 2K, there are multiple covers you can buy and also different editions of the game that you can buy. So I believe that this is just one of the alternate covers. And I think if you're going to put any WNBA player to be the first person to grace it, who better than Candace Parker? Multiple-time NBA, we said NBA champion, and multiple-time league MVP, NCAA champ. She's like one of the most awarded and accomplished female basketball players of all time. So,
but is she even in the game?
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, they have a WNBA part of NBA 2K.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can play with WNBA.
Okay.
Teams. I was
gonna say that's offensive.
Yeah, that's just lame as hell if he's not actually in the game. Like, hey, we're just gonna give you the cover, but you ain't worthy to make a game out of you.
No, I believe starting last year they started placing the WNBA component into the game. So yeah, you can play with
That's
all
messed
their
up because I play NBA 2K and I did not notice that last year.
I mean, let's be real, and this is no disrespect to them. This is just being honest. Most people who play WNBA, who play NBA 2K, they don't even play the regular season with the guys. They go to My Player strictly. Everybody goes to My Player, and you might play your boys on you want the regular season. But everybody either goes straight to the teams or My Player.
See, I'm a seasonal player guy. Like in any game that I play, I'll start the season and I'll play the whole 82 games. Like one year for MLB, I played the 162 game season.
What?
Yeah, and I saw.
How does it work? Do you play like you have to play on the actual days?
No, you can just play 19 games in one day if you can get through it.
True story. Before I got rid of my PS4, that's the reason I got rid of it. Before I got rid of my PS4, I won the NBA championship in my season, and guess who my team was?
Who?
Matthew Stafford.
Suns.
Oh, the Suns.
Wow.
I mean, I got rid of Devin Booker throughout the season, but I'll get into that.
What'd you get rid of him for?
You know what? I do not know how I pulled this trade off. I think I got rid of him for Jaylen Brown and a couple other pieces.
All right. I'd still take Booker.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But
Booker,
video games are different.
Booker doesn't miss in the game. That's why it's so fun playing with Booker.
Right.
And yesterday, actually, here's Shaq's reaction to that news, by the way, of Candace Parker, the first female on the 2K cover.
It was announced today that you are going to be the first woman to grace the cover of NBA 2K. Yes, let me pause for that.
Slow clap.
This is the WNBA's 25th anniversary special edition.
Get out of here, Shaq.
Go, girl. I'm so proud of you. What does this mean to you?
I think as a
I love Shaq.
He's got the greatest personality all around.
He's the best. He's the best. He literally is. He's been the best since I was a kid, and I'm just so glad that he stayed in the league and stayed in the spotlight.
I need that Shaq money where you can go through that much of your life and not spend a game check. It's all endorsement money.
That's like Gronk, too. Gronk doesn't cash his NFL checks. Those go right in the bank, and that's it. He doesn't care because he got all that extra money coming in.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about it. You know, keeping your relevancy, that's the biggest. I mean, look at Jordan. Dude got the most relevant brand that's going to live on forever.
Ever, right. Hey, I think Jordan brand makes more than Nike.
Oh, yeah, Jordan's bigger than Nike.
Oh, yeah, because you can re-release retros every damn week, and people will be there to be up front in line to buy them.
That's what I love. You don't change a damn thing about it. Release the same shoe.
Hey, if they're going to get in line and buy it, why would I change it up?
I was thinking about this the other day. I went to high school with a kid who used to buy 3 pairs of Jordans every time they came out. One to wear, one for special occasions, and one to never wear and just keep. And I wonder if he still has that shoe collection today. Oh, my God. He's balling.
Especially if he has the original cool grays, because I don't know if people remember, if you went to Northland and tried to get them cool grays, you didn't walk out with them. You got your ass beat.
Which one's the cool grays?
You know the cool grays?
Which
ones? The patent leather grays, the 11s.
Oh, the 11s. I like those.
Yeah. Oh, rainbows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like those.
Yesterday we had Willie Green as a high favorite, and now Woj is reporting the status is nearing completion, quote unquote, for Willie Green to become the new head coach of the Pelicans. And an update on Richard Sherman. Excuse me. He was booked for burglary, domestic violence yesterday morning.
You getting choked up over this, man? Poor Richard Sherman breaking into
this whole thing for his wife.
Was it his wife's house that he was breaking into?
His in-laws.
His in-laws. Okay.
His wife came out and defended the whole situation.
So the wife came out and defended the whole situation, but this is actually audio of Richard Sherman's wife calling 911.
911, what are you reporting?
I need officers to my house now. My husband is drunk and threatening to kill himself.
Stop. What's the address? Are there any weapons? Stop.
No, there's no gun. I'm saying there are no weapons, ma'am. There are no weapons.
You need to stop interrupting me so I can get the information I need to get officers expedited.
I need officers here now.
What's he doing that you think he's going to harm himself?
He's being aggressive. He has sent text message. I took the keys out. They're in your car. He's trying to leave now in the house. He's being aggressive. He's wrestling with my uncle. He's threatening to kill himself. He has sent text message to people saying he's going to hang himself. He's saying that if the police show up, so please don't shoot is what I'm asking.
Okay, wait. Say that again.
He has no weapon.
He says if the police show up,
he said if the police show up, that he'll try to fight them. So they need to understand that he is.
Okay. Has it been physical with anybody there? You said he's trying to fight your uncle?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
How has it been physical?
He just tried to fight him.
Okay, trying to fight somebody and actually being physical is two different things. How has it been physical?
He's pulling. It's a 2016 black Mercedes. Richard, please stop. Richard, please.
The entire call. Go ahead.
What the F is up with this 911 reporter?
Yeah, she's an asshole.
His wife is trying to basically saying this dude is damn near suicidal and you're asking too many damn details. Get the effing police over there. What the F? Why are you trying to get a whole damn story? I mean, I get you doing your job, but it seemed like she was trying to get too much damn information.
Well, it seemed like she was trying to get into semantics.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, oh, was he trying to fight someone or did he fight someone?
Especially in a state where she's not thinking straight.
He's saying that he's suicidal, talking about killing himself, hanging. Like, get the information that the wife is giving you, and get the police over there and do that job. Just stop getting into all the semantics, like you're saying, of the whole situation.
I think they have to, though, because just say, God forbid, he were to take his own life. They at least have that trace of the entire phone call, and she's at least documenting it. So I really think that they just have to do that.
I get it, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man. You know she's in dire straits. She's not calling 911 because she's just trying to have some fun and have a conversation. Like, shit's popping off. Send somebody now.
Yeah, she's like,
let me finish.
Get this guy over here. Get the police over here now to protect him from himself.
Right. They do send the police right away, by the way. They send the police right away. She's just on the phone with the operator.
Yep. Crazy. Have you guys ever had to call 911?
No, nothing serious. Accidentals and prank calls.
Not in those situations. Hood Justice took care of that. I'll leave it at
Hood
that.
Justice. called Trick. I had to call 911 once when I was a kid. We used to live on this dirt road in Walled Lake. It's now the freeways through it, M53 freeways through it. But it was like a dirt road, and it had two big hills like this, and people would come flying over the hill, like literally 70 miles an hour, and you're supposed to be going 20, 25. And people would catch air, and this one chick went into the ditch and crashed into the tree. We heard a big bang. My dad was a trucker, so he was on the road. My mom's like, oh, what's going on? So she runs outside to help. I had to call 911 when I was like 10 years old. I panicked. I called 991 at first, and I don't like.
Does it redirect or no?
No, it does not redirect. So I had to call 911, and a 10-year-old calling 911. It was just I don't know, like calling 911 just always seems like it's very important if you do that.
Do you really need to?
Right.
Are you sure you need to?
Yep, and that was my first and only time calling 911.
This actually reminds me, I had one situation where I think I was under 10. I was probably like 8 or 9 years old. And you remember the house phone? You remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the house phone.
Landlines?
Yeah, the landlines.
Yeah, that's fun.
And I was on the phone, with my friend Matt. I'll never forget. It was my best friend growing up. And nobody was home. This was like the first time that I was home by myself. And on the phone, I heard a beep. And then I look at the display, and it says phone in use. So you know what that means? That
somebody else is in the house?
Another phone in the house was in use. So I'm looking, and I just started freaking out, and I ran outside to the mailbox, I remember. And then luckily the signal was still working, and I called the police, and I'm just bawling out, like, help, somebody's in my house, help, help. And this is still something to this day that I do not know what happened, and there was nobody in the house.
You did the one thing that white people do not do in the scary movies. You ran out the front door.
Outside.
I know, right?
That's why you live.
It was daytime, though, so that was the only thing I had in my favor.
Yeah, this is white people in movie when they think something bad. Hello? Are you there? Like the killer's just going to be like, yeah, right here, motherfucker. Like, no.
I'll give you time to run away. Go ahead.
Right. Yes, I'm over here in the living room.
Michigan State football transfer quarterback Anthony Russo making money before even taking a snap at MSU. And I love this. He is the latest to capitalize on the NIL, name, image, and likeness, as this has got to be the company that does this for everybody. College Hunks sponsors the guy moving to Michigan.
This is his first step into Pornhub.
No, College Hunks is actually amazing. I use College Hunks. Yeah, I love College Hunks.
What is it?
It's a moving company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and and what's funny, like they say
College Hunks moving junk? That's
something
what they say?
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I just thought it was collegehunks.com, because if I hear collegehotties.com, I'm not thinking they're moving my furniture.
Yup. And it's a great deal right there. So that's definitely a good move for them to be doing. And lastly, some breaking news. The FBI failed to respond quickly to accusations of sexual abuse against the former USA Gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar, allowing him to abuse dozen more victims, a federal report is saying. And when I read this headline, and there was a lot of detailed reports that I was reading through, it is just crazy that this came out.
It's convenient that this came out.
It definitely is interesting on the timing of it, but because I'm like you, conspiracy theory in me is like, oh man, someone from Michigan's paying to get this Larry Nassar story back out there right about now. But this is beyond that. I believe the FBI. They dropped the ball, and the FBI put out
shit.
a statement that they dropped the ball on this, and it's like, oh wait, the FBI is not infallible. Yeah, no, they're not. Like they definitely needed to act faster on this, and we could discuss it, but there's going to be more to this story, and it's going to reopen a ton of investigations, and other people are now going to get in trouble for not doing their job. But it's just awful. The whole situation's awful.
And to read that the delay allowed him to abuse dozens more victims.
Yeah, that's got to be on their conscience, right?
Gotta be.
It's a lot on the FBI's conscience. I don't even think they give a damn.
They don't got a conscience.
They're still covering up JFK shit, so yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot there, but heads are going to roll on this one, and I'm just curious to see as this story develops what more information comes out.
Yeah, it's just Nassar. I hope he's getting his ass beat in prison. I really do.
Oh yeah, I hear stories of like people that are in similar sexual abuse or whatever situations.
Yep,
they get their ass beat.
Damn,
good. I hope Bubba's having his way. I honestly do, man. The guy earned every bit of it.
Man, him and Jen Pop. Woo! not fun for that guy.
Nope.
And we go off to Jeff. Right?
Yep. What's trending with Jeff? We're in the fish tank. I think it's one day from the last day. I think Friday will be my last day in the fish tank. But
it's almost a weekend, Jeff.
It is almost a weekend. I forgot to say that. I'll say it again tomorrow. But the first video we got today is pretty inspiring. It's former spelling bee champion Zylia Avant-Garde.
This girl is amazing.
She is very multi-talented, and she just went on Ryan and Kelly, the show, and did some dribbling. Look at this. And look at how... I mean, you get the spelling bee, you're like, wow, that's impressive. But when she comes with 3 balls and starts doing that, it's probably something I can do. It's on a whole nother level. I mean, that's probably another way to describe built different. She's got like multi-talents, and she's very smart.
It just shows how highly functioning her brain is and how her motor skills. Like that takes a level of intelligence to be able to figure that stuff out.
I can't even watch it and comprehend it.
I can't dribble 2 basketballs at once.
Yes, you can. I'm just amazed at the fact that she's great at basketball. I'm like, oh yeah, and spelling is something I do.
Right. On the side.
And you would think, too, no offense, but spelling bee people, you would think they're a nerd. You would think they don't got any of these underlying talents, but damn, is this woman talented.
Yeah, as soon as she won that spelling bee, her highlights got released, and everyone was like, wow. Yeah, she can hoop.
There's one video of her like dribbling 5 basketballs that are all different colors and keeping them. Like it's insane.
Yeah, she's got a track record. But the second video, D'Angelo Russell, he's on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they got sent home early. They didn't make the playoffs, so we know where he takes his frustrations out. Check this out. It's a camp for little kids. And he let one kid attempt a layup on him, and the rest is history. All right, he kind of sunned the kid a little bit.
Oh!
And look at how hype he gets after the block.
He flexed. He flexed.
Hey, I respect the hell out of that.
Hey, if that was your son, what do you do?
Same damn thing.
So D'Angelo Russell and Tyreek Hill walk into a bar.
One jumps over the kid, the other one just smacks the ball out of his hand.
No, I mean, we see video. I feel like there's tons of videos of athletes doing that, and I'm just like, listen, we could talk all we want, but if we're in that position, I'm smacking that ball. We gotta show the kid, all right?
You practice like you play, man. It's tough to turn off that competitive gene, even though it's a 6-year-old trying to do a layup.
And he knows no better. Yeah,
listen, it's going to come to a day where that kid is going to be better than D'Angelo himself, so he got to do it while he can.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Jeff, you know the deal, man.
Yep, you know the deal, Jeff.
We're getting requests already.
Oh, man, we're going to have to start playing the porn music when Jeff takes off his hat.
Sponsored by College Hunks.
God, you know what? This is...
You're good now. You can put it back out. People just want to see it.
All right, you know what? That's fine. We'll go do the rest of the segment with it off, all right? The last video, it's great. We got... It's a guy, Chicago Cubs fan, all right? Obviously, there's all kinds of different types of fans, guys that go crazy, but guys that have talents. Have you guys ever tried to balance a hat on your head? Like, think of, like, from the cap. Like, just think about that, how hard that is.
Say that again?
You see a hat.
The bill of the cap?
The bill of the cap. Being able to balance it on your forehead and keep it upright.
Do it real quick. You got a hat right there.
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to attempt this.
So what do you do? You just put the bill on your forehead?
Like this, and you have to literally keep it like
up. Oh, come on.
Now, check this Chicago Cubs fan out. This dude is doing this, and he's shaking the boobies. Look. Look at him, he's dancing too.
That is the ultimate rally cap.
No, that if you can do that, you're a legend. Like, look at this
Oh,
guy.
and he put it back on his
and
head.
he dropped it on the head. I mean, that's like the Chicago Cubs version of Sons and Four guy. Like, if no fighting, but you know what? We can balance the hat. So he's a legend.
And nobody whooping that dude's ass.
Yeah, he's much better than
no one's whooping that man's ass. But yeah, that's what's trending with Jeff today.
And we got to give a shout out to Bridge Street Exchange because that is where you got to go if you're trying to update the wardrobe. Summer is here, so go get the brand new summer latest items that they released at Bridge Street Exchange in downtown Fenton. The other location inside of Somerset Collection. So if you're at the mall and your girl drags you there, go there and say what up to Kevin because he got everything you could think of, from barware to grooming products to a lot of Carhartt gear and great local brands. So support BridgeStreetExchange.com. Code word WSN will give you 15% off your entire order.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us this morning. We're going to qualify somebody for that kick for crypto. You know what? We could do it right now. Let's do it right now. If you're watching in the chat, please drop the comment Terry, Terry, because Terry Foster is going to join us coming up next right here on the Woodward Sports Network. So drop the name Terry in the comments right now, and we will get you qualified to be in the finals for Kick for Crypto, which is going on in 8 days. 8 days away.
Terri. Your favorite spelling of Terry.
Yeah, you can spell it either way. with an I or a Y.
Hey, I do have a very attractive acquaintance who spells her name Terri.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you.
I got an even better looking friend.
For the dudes and eyes for the babes.
I know, just bringing up. I know a babe that spells it that way.
I know a babe that spells it Terry, and he is sitting in this studio.
Yeah. So make sure you guys comment that so you can be qualified for Kick for Crypto. Like we said, not this Friday. Next Friday will be the grand finale. And the location, we can announce it maybe tomorrow?
Yeah, let's announce tomorrow.
Okay, the location for it will be tomorrow. And if you didn't get qualified, you can still show up because we're going to be doing some qualifications on site as well. But it's the 25K Kick for Crypto. You can qualify 3 times a day, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or Twitter. 9 a.m. with us, noon with Baligian and Bell, and then, of course, you can do it with the Hook at 4 p.m. So make sure you're following us on all social media at Woodward Sports for more chances to win. But guys, let's talk about this awesome event that we were a part of yesterday. And Jennifer Hammond, first of all, let's give it up for Jennifer Hammond for putting it all together and being the lead dog of the event.
Something like that is not easy at all. And
No.
you saw the stresses of even when she was just on our show yesterday and hearing Jennifer
Hammond, we need you on the green. Jennifer Hammond, like you just kept hearing the PA calling for her and calling her in all different directions.
Hey, when you're Madam President, they gotta wait.
Right. Right. And she was great when she came on the show, and she was able to pop in on the other shows throughout the day. So Jennifer Hammond, thank you so much for a great event yesterday.
Awesome event.
The Detroit Sports Media Association, they were raising money to give scholarships to kids that are interested in broadcasting and interested on just pursuing this type of career. So it was a really fun thing to be a part of. Terry, you've been a part of that organization or association for a while, right?
I have been off and on. You know, me and Jennifer are related.
Really?
She is, actually her name is Hambone, and I'm T-Bone. So we're kind of related.
Nice. That's awesome.
You know what bothers me, though? I love the golf out. You know what bothers me, though? When, you know, they all the teams come in and they put in their scores and somebody says, oh, I was 22 under. No, you weren't. You were not 22 under. You cheated. Because you just want to win the damn thing.
Well, in a best ball tournament, you can get to 22 under if you got some decent guys.
No, you can't.
It's
it's
4 guys taking a shot from the same spot.
Dude, no, then they come in. Yeah, we left like 5 or 6 shots out there. No, you didn't. Here's the dudes are cheating.
Here's my question, because obviously there's no scorekeepers. Is it just You got to be honest?
It's the honor system.
Yeah.
I saw them cash prizes for first, second, third place. I'm not trusting any of them. That dude that won first place kind of looked a little shady, too. No, I'm just kidding. He looked like a straight-up golfer.
Now, but there's always, there's a whole bunch of people that come in 16 under, 17 under, and you're like, okay, that's possible. And then there's always one team or two teams, 22 under.
Yeah, it happens.
D-Mac and them, I think, were 11 under, if I'm not mistaken.
They were 11 under, yep. And they said they shot pretty well yesterday. Did you have a good time out there, Terry?
I had a great time. It didn't rain. I was on the golf course. Golf courses are beautiful.
Talk a little closer to Mike. People are saying they can't hear you.
Yes, I had a good time. I was on the golf course. It didn't rain. So I'm always for that.
Yeah, it was beautiful out there yesterday.
It was very nice, and people are nice when they're playing golf, except when they hit a bad shot. I know some people who wrap clubs around trees and things like that. So that didn't happen yesterday.
I've had friends launch putters into the drink, throw it into the lake while they miss a putt or something like that.
Them things are too expensive to be doing all that.
It's fun. It's fun.
It is, but people got a little extra revenue when they're on the golf course.
Yeah, nobody's broke if you're golfing, really.
Right.
So we put together a little recap video of our experience yesterday, and really what it was all about is Wicked Awesome Wishes and Lady Jane's and Woodward Sports and Chad Johnson, who leads the charge on all three of those things. He gave out a scholarship, a $15,000 scholarship to a young man and who wants to pursue a career in broadcasting. So there was a lot of fun had, but it was all for good, and I'm so glad we were out there. And let's check out this recap video of how our day went yesterday.
Paul's got to do the bus up. You got to do it.
Climb
Clip that.
So, Michigan State, I'm not sure if you're a fan. Kobe. Desmond Howard. Who doesn't love Desmond Howard? And then there's Tom Brady. But beyond Tom Brady, there's somebody who loves Tom Brady that we put on the bidder name. So you are the first official bidder for the Tom Brady.
Sons of bitches.
It's for the kids, Maz.
It's for the kids, man.
It's for the kids? All right. I'll break it in front of everybody.
Jen came to me and she told me everything about you and how hard you worked, and I just couldn't believe the story. Right, here's a kid right here that grew up at a trailer park, food stamps, having my mom try to get groceries and we can't afford all the groceries, you gotta take them back. I got so much respect for you and your family and the way you're handling yourself today, the way you're able to speak to everybody just truly inspires all of us, bud. What you spoke to everybody as a young man speaking from your heart, that's a blessing from God. And you keep using that, and you keep being strong. When I used to just give money to things, I stopped doing it and built my foundation because I want to see it, I want to touch it, I want to feel it. I don't want to give up on you. I don't want to give this money and not be a part of your life. I want to be a part of your life. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you be great. I want you to know that you can be great and make things happen in your life. And I'm going to be here to support you more than just money, okay, buddy? And again, today's the first day I met you, but Jen put me in this position. And anytime I'm going to be a part of something, I'm going to give 120%. And if I'm going to say I'm going to do that, then I'm going to be there for you, bro. And you can count on me. Okay? Much love, much respect. I'm here for you.
That's it.
I love Maz so much. If you didn't catch it during that video, Maz hates Tom Brady. He thinks he's overrated, thinks he's not a good player. So they were doing a silent auction, and in a silent auction, you write down your name and your bid. So Adam wrote down Tom Mazaway for the Tom Brady.
You want to laugh? I'm going through all the prizes, and I'm looking, and I was like, dude, this thing is sick. My brother would love it. And then I looked down at the sheet, and I'm like, Tom Mazaway. I don't want to go after my coworker. Tom Mazaway. He hates Tom Brady. I double took, it was a double take for me, but back to all the seriousness on this. Cameron Spears, Lawrence Tech is where he's going to be going.
Hey, Alex's alma mater.
It was just so awesome because the way that they got him there, because if you were watching the show yesterday at around this time, we had Jennifer Hammond on, and she was telling us that at 2:30 today, we're going to be surprising someone who does not know that they're getting this scholarship.
Right.
So he was there, and when they were talking to him, he was literally sitting at his table, and she was like, there's somebody that's here who does not know, and shout out to Granny who about to be in the camera right now.
Every morning that lady walks by. That's amazing.
Yeah, this woman's amazing right here.
Get your fitness in, people. Get those steps in.
Heck yeah. But just, he was excited, just the surprise of him being there and telling them to just go out to the golf course. He was like, I don't even golf, but I was like, all right, I'll go golf. Why not? And they surprised him with the scholarship that way. It was a beautiful thing to be a part of.
I think that what was really dope about it all, not just the fact that this young gentleman got the money, which is a great thing, but how excited everybody was to give it to him. Like, Jennifer was choking up on the shoulder yesterday morning, just even talking about it. So it was just great to be able to see great people doing great things.
I mean, it's not often you get to affect someone's life. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the coolest part. Anytime you could be a part of, like, Joey and I worked in radio for a long time, and we've done car giveaways, and single moms that haven't had a car for years have won them, and they start bawling, and like, those are the moments you live for, honestly. And to give a kid a head start on his future like this, and especially a young, awesome kid like he is, because the way he spoke when he accepted the check, and he just great public speaker. You could tell he's smart. You could tell he's driven, and those are the types of things that you want to give back to. So shout out to Wicked Awesome Wishes for making that kid's life. Really.
Honestly, when you see Chad, and got to shout out Chad Johnson on this, because he personally was there, and he even mentioned in that video that you just saw, it's more than just giving money. I got the money to give you. I wanted to be here. And then when he looked at him and was like, listen, Cam, I want to follow you throughout the rest of your life. I want to be there for you, be a mentor for you. I mean, that's what it's all about.
That's the thing that struck me most.
It hit me. It really did.
I'm not here just to give you money, but I'm going to be a part of your life. That was the most impactful thing right there, because a lot of people give money and they come into your life and they disappear. But, if Chadwick is going to hang in there and stick in, that means a lot.
Yeah, when he says something, he's going to do it. So I know he's going to follow through on that. But one shout-out, too, I want to give is to the Montrose Digital Media. They were out there helping us with that video. High school kids out there getting the grind on. I loved it.
Yeah, they were out there recording. They were doing some interviews, and that's really what the Detroit Sports Media Association is all about, helping groom these young kids and giving them opportunities. And it was just a great networking event. Like, I met Dan Miller yesterday. I love Dan Miller.
Dude,
and
I
was able to thank him. Joey, you were right there. I was just like, man, I just want to thank you, because we talk about it on the morning show all the time. Like, nobody keeps the energy like you have over these past seasons, and we can't wait for you to experience a victory with us.
You know what? I want my dad to see another Lions playoff win, but there's nobody I want to see call a Lions playoff win more than Dan Miller. After everything he's been through, he deserves it.
Yeah, that's what we told him. That's what we told him.
I said, Dan, I'm worried for you for this. I'm worried. That's all I had to say was I was worried. We had Crackman there, but most importantly, we had the opportunity of meeting our very own Pete.
Yes, Pete, who always calls in on the shows, was there.
Really?
Yeah.
I miss Pete. Oh, man.
Yeah, he was there with the hook. He sat with us for a while, and once again, that's what this whole thing at Woodward Sports is all about: getting in public, meeting people, talking to people, and just being the voice for Detroit sports fans. That's what we want to be. So if you're a Detroit sports fan, welcome. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. Terry was, putting some things out there on
Twitter.
Twitter.
Me on the hook yesterday. I was surprised.
Yeah, you were on all three. You hit the trifecta yesterday.
I told Maz that I kept asking. I was begging, "Can I be on the hook?" They said, "Well, you need a few more reps, young fella." We'll get you on there. And I said, "Okay, thank you." So I finally got on there.
Yeah, one more thing I wanted to shout out, because when I was there, Corey looked at me. He says, "Hey, we got to reach out to Amon from the Lions and get this all press credentialed, worked out for the season." So we're there. We're writing an email. And I'm not joking. 2 minutes later, he replies to me, and I'm like, damn, this guy works fast. An hour later, dude's winning an award for the best PR representative. And it just goes to show, I mean, Amon from the Lions, that guy is so talented in everything that he does.
He is literally, and I'm not blowing smoke, he's literally the best. Even when I'm there at Allen Park, you got everything, you're good, you got everything you need. You got any questions? Make sure that make sure to give me the quick tap, like, hey, they're about to start wrapping up. Got to put your camera up. You know, does everything he can to help me not get in trouble. So thank you.
But I mean, that's what he's doing. You know, he's just there serving his job as trying to give the best press for the team.
Yeah.
And these other teams take forever to get back when you should really be the ones focusing on them and giving them that access because they're the ones giving you a good name.
Yep.
You talking about the ones that give you public unrelations? That's
Literally.
what kills me. It's like you're trying to prevent me from publicizing you. I love it when people try to actually get you with players or get you with coaches and things like that.
Yeah. Overall, great event yesterday, and once again, can't thank everybody enough, and us being a part of it and being able to do 3 live shows from there. It was really cool because a lot of the like seasoned sports media people were like kind of rubbernecking trying to see what we're doing, and they're like, it's actually pretty badass what you guys are doing. You're doing a live broadcast today. You got your whole setup here. Like this is crazy. And it's like
we're getting a lot of love from different places. Don't want to throw their names out there. We're getting a lot of love.
Yeah, even some competition was like, hey guys, good job. So appreciate that. Appreciate the love from not only everybody who supports us every day, but also the Detroit Sports Media Association. And you know, yesterday was a big day for us as a network too, to kind of plant our flag and be like, hey, we're here. We're a part of this Detroit Sports Media, and thanks for having us, because we're here regardless. Well, we want to talk to Terry about a couple things, some topics that popped up yesterday.
I want to bring some old school things to you guys because you just talked about it.
Okay, well, before we do that, let's take a break because Terry's got some very important things to talk about coming up next. But first, if you want to get in on any of your bets this weekend, there's one place to do it. It is mybookie.com, and it's real simple to sign up. You can do it today, but make sure when you first sign up for MyBookie, you enter promo code Woodward because that will match your first deposit up to 50%. So if you want to bet some big money this weekend, you know, on Game 5 of the NBA Finals, one place to do it, mybookie.com. Just make sure you enter that promo code Woodward when you sign up so you can get your free money.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. It is Thursday, so that means Terry Foster is in the building with us. And
hey, young fellas, I got something for you. Now, you talked about playing an entire NBA season electronically, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Stratomatic?
No.
All right. Back in the day, Stratomatic had a baseball game. And there was grids for every player in the league, pitchers, hitters, whatever. I played almost 162 games, rolling the dice. My most famous game was Denny McClain of the Detroit Tigers.
There you go.
The year he won 31 games. I had the Stratomatic for that. And they came out with one every year. A 13-hit shutout was my most fun game. He just kept giving up hits, and then you strike out people, and it was double plays, and Tigers were.
So was it an actual video game or was it a card game?
No. It's a card game, a dice game.
I'm looking at it right now. I can buy it on Amazon for $59.99.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, that's no joke, man.
All right. No, but, you know, we didn't have the video games back then. In fact, my first video game when I was a kid was Pong.
Yeah, well, that was the first video game, period.
Right.
What was Pong? It was a system?
It's the one
like
with the
tennis.
blocks that go up and down and the ball bounces back.
Oh, okay.
And then you can make it go real fast if you get stuck in the corner. So that was it. But we played board games in sports too, and it was really realistic. If you played the entire season, let's say you had Lou Whitaker or something like that, and he batted 285 that year, he would bat somewhere between 280 and 292 on your game. So it was pretty realistic, and the earn run averages were pretty close. And
so how did that work? Like, you got a guy that's batting 282. He comes up in your virtual game, and then do you pull a card and it says hit or miss? Or
okay,
is it
no. You roll the dice, brother.
Ah.
you roll the dice, and if it was there was a red dice and a red die, and then 2 white ones.
Okay.
If you rolled up to 6 or something like that, the red die, if it had a 6, that meant you based the bat off of his hitting.
Okay.
If it was higher than 6 or something like that, his batting was based off of the pitcher, his strengths and weaknesses.
That's fun.
So that yeah, it was fun. We used to play it, and we thought it was the greatest thing in the world. In fact, I said when I was old and feeble and couldn't walk anymore, I was gonna play a whole season of Stratomatic at age 80. But now we got electronic things and all this kind of stuff, so it makes it more fun. Now, young Joseph. Back in the day, I used to pick up the phone and hear other people on our phone. Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because we had party lines. What the party line, the way it worked is houses shared a single phone line. Because, if you're trying to save money, for instance, if you live a couple doors down, we may have the same phone number, but we could both use the phone. But sometimes I would pick up the phone and I said, "Wait, what's Joseph doing on my line?" It's because it was the party line.
See, I was one of those kids that was lucky enough. My parents got so sick of us tying up the home phone line that me and my sister each had our own dedicated line.
Dedicated home phone?
We had 3 different home phones in the house.
I've never even heard of that before.
Oh, dude, it felt like such a baller as a kid.
That's amazing.
All you got to do is press the button, and it was your line. If you press another button.
No, in my room was just my own line, period.
Oh, man, you're a baller, man.
You had the same thing?
Really?
And it was the best because, you'd never want to call. The rule in my house was don't call after 9 p.m. and don't call out after 9 p.m. And I still to this day, I feel weird calling anybody after 9 p.m. because it was just ingrained in my head as a child not to do it.
So I'm real impressed. You two grew up on the silver spoon. If you had your own line.
I don't know if it was a silver spoon.
Probably a couple extra dollars. It ain't no biggie.
I had, I won't say I was popular, but I had enough amount of friends in high school, and then they would always call the house, and then my mom got sick of so many people calling, so she just went ahead and got me my own damn line because my mom is a chatterbox, so she needed the phone lines clear for herself.
Yeah, this was the time, remember, you had to use the dial-up internet for your computer as
Net
well.
zero.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You also, every time I picked up the phone, I'm knocking mom off the internet, I'm knocking my sister off the internet, so it kind of became a necessity, and then what I loved is, I couldn't call out like I said, but what I would do is I'd be like, hey, page me so my phone doesn't ring, and I'll call you. And that was my workaround for having nobody call me.
You couldn't receive a phone call after 9 p.m. though.
Right.
Oh man, they used to get so pissed.
Yep. If that phone rang after 9 p.m.
It's 9:03. These people had no home training, and you were just getting all kinds of trouble. You didn't make the phone call, somebody else did, but you couldn't pick that phone up.
Right, exactly. Well, Terry, you were at the golf outing with us yesterday.
Yes, I was.
And we wanted to talk a little bit. You posed the question, if you had to go to a golf outing, who would be your dream foursome to golf with?
Yes.
And you have an answer for that?
I have some guys I would like in my foursome. I would like Charles Barkley.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Because I had a weird interaction with him, and he's just a fun guy. And he just says anything he wants. He picks up the tab. He's going to make sure that you get chicken wings and pizza and beer and all that kind of stuff. So Charles Barkley would be on my list because you're just going to have a great time.
Right.
So so probably him. Probably Barack Obama. I mean, he was the first black president. We could kick it, and then I can tell him about how I want to be president too. So that would be cool.
All right. And who would be your fourth?
Everyone tells me that you should have Arnold Palmer as your.
He passed away though, didn't he?
Yeah, but it could be dead or alive.
Oh, dead or alive. All right, that changes everything.
I would take that just to have the plug on real Arnold Palmer's for life.
Right.
A perfectly mixed iced tea and lemonade.
Yeah.
So that's a great foursome right there. So you got Charles Barkley, Barack Obama, and Arnold Palmer.
Yes.
I like that. Corey, who would be your dream foursome?
You know what? Pretty easy for me. The Rock, Tom Brady, and random as hell, Mark Wahlberg.
Wow. I don't know you're a Mark Wahlberg fan like that.
You can't invite Maz to that one.
Well, first off, I like The Rock just because, one of my favorite wrestlers. Can't really say he's one of my favorite actors. One of my favorite wrestlers, really great guy and everything that he does. And I also like his story with, the whole $7 story. That's really, really hit me hard. Mark Wahlberg, the guy is over two of my favorite shows that I've watched, Entourage and Ballers. And then, come on. It's effing Tom Brady. Well, what more does they need to be saying? I know I'm probably messing up Maz's seat right now. It's probably about to burn me up because I said Tom Brady, but
No, not after he bought the Tom Brady picture frame yesterday.
Tom might have changed his mind, but if you get a chance to meet the GOAT, why not?
You meet the GOAT?
How many people are going to turn Tom Brady down?
No,
just Maz.
Just Maz. Maz still wouldn't. He would golf with them out of spite.
You know what Maz would do? Maz would be like Turtle on the episode of Entourage
exactly.
when they went to get
fall in love with him afterwards. Joey, who are you golfing with? You got three people to pick.
What's that Chinese golfer's name? That girl, Lily Mooney, I think's her name.
I don't know.
Oh man, she's super cute.
Okay,
so that's my number one pick. No, I'm
right.
just messing around. I'm gonna go with some basketball greats and do Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James.
Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron.
I feel like that would just be great. You got all the GOATs, the conversation that you could have.
How much money they're betting on each hole would be insane.
How much money? Just so much.
Just don't bet.
Yeah, I'm not betting with them.
Yeah. So you got three competitors in LeBron James. Gotcha.
Now that is not funny. LeBron James is a competitor.
He's got a great flop shot. It really is amazing.
Does that help in golf? I think it helps in golf.
Yeah, nice little flop shot from
You'd have a good time.
Okay, for me, now that you added dead or alive, I'm definitely throwing my dad in the mix. He passed away a couple years ago, and that was my favorite thing to do with my dad. Actually, the day he passed away, I left his side to go to the driving range because my family was like, get out of the house. And the last thing I said to him, going golfing, Dad, if you want to come with me. So definitely my dad would be in that mix. I didn't know that you guys golf together. Awesome. Yeah, all the time. And then Bo Jackson. I would definitely have Bo Jackson. And, as much as this may cause me some flack, you want to get Obama out there? I'd like to do a round with Trump. I'd like to see, vet him out, have some conversations with that dude and see what he's really about, because I don't have any real perspective on him besides what the media feeds me. So
I think he would be fun on the golf course.
I think he'd be amazing out there.
Right.
Okay. All jokes aside, I don't know any person that has turned, at least publicly turned down an invitation to golf with Donald Trump.
Right, you should.
I see so many.
They turned down visits to the White House though, like crazy.
I've seen a whole bunch of stars that some people like, and some people don't like. They're always on the course with this guy.
Right. Before he became president, all the rappers wanted to golf with him.
Yeah, there are so many black Donald Trump references that I can't even count right now.
Yeah, then he became president, and something changed. I don't know what it was, but either way, everybody started to hate him. But either way, I think I would love to just do anything with Bo Jackson, to be honest with you.
Bo Jackson's your guy. You talk about him.
He's my hero. He's my hero. He literally is my hero. I love Bo Jackson that much, and just getting out on a course with him, my dad, and Trump would just be a weird.
That's a great group too. On top of that,
it would be so foursome. Fun. Jeff, what about you, man? Do you got a foursome that you'd like?
Yeah. What a question. Honestly, my first pick is going to be Michael Jordan, obviously, because that guy would have some cigars with him, and we'd have some conversations. I have so many questions for that man. So,
and you're probably getting some free Jordans, too. He's lacing up the whole squad.
You got to get the free Jordans, too. So it'd be Michael Jordan.
He ain't getting no free Jordans. Michael Jordan didn't even give his son free Jordans.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you're right.
He'll charge me. All right, he'll charge me. But the second person...
You get a discount, though.
I'm going to go with Deion Sanders just because he's done it all. I feel like he's done so much stuff I would want to ask. And he's so inspirational. When you talk to that man, you just want to go through a wall. So have to be Deion Sanders. The third one, I'm going to go Dave Chappelle because I feel like that would be an hilarious golf session right there. And then Honestly, for the fourth, you know what?
You already said it. That's
that
three.
was four? That was three.
You only can pick three.
Okay, three.
You're
there
four.
You go.
Yeah, you're the fourth.
Who's your fourth? Who's the runner-up?
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, why? That was a foursome.
Are you
we're
a caddy in your own foursome?
All right, and then the four, we'll do Barack Obama because he's funny, and we can get some questions out of him about random stuff, and we got Dave Chappelle there. I feel like they'd all laugh together. So you know what? It'd be a good little group there.
I'd rather play hoops with Obama.
I'm sure he can hoop too.
Oh yeah,
Obama,
no, he can.
The dude had a basketball court built in the freaking White House.
I want to go to Alex, but Kareem's doing some producing right now. Alex, can you hop on the mic real quick?
Yeah, we don't care who you want to golf with, Kareem.
Yeah, sorry, Kareem, you don't get to talk yet. Alex, who would you, because you're a golfer, so you probably have had this conversation 4,000 times. Who's your celebrity foursome, or just foursome in general, because it's not like my dad was a celebrity?
I was going to say, I don't know, I wasn't really listening to you guys, so I don't know who you said.
Thanks,
but,
appreciate it.
Oh, wow. I was
Thanks for listening
around,
to the show.
I would say probably Tiger Woods. He's not necessarily my favorite golfer, but he's just so iconic. I mean, he's the GOAT. And then I was going to say Tom Brady. And then, I don't know. I don't know. I like that you said Trump. I think that would be just an interesting round.
Right.
It's interesting to play with.
He's like, now that you mentioned Trump, I'm going to put him on my list too.
Now that I know we're cool.
Here's why I would reject Tiger
Facebook
Woods.
just flagged us.
I think the dude is a dud. And you go out there and, hey, Tiger, can you show me this? What's up with Tiger? He would just look at you like, I'm busy, man.
Right.
I don't have time for it.
What about Charlie Woods? Would you go out with his son? That'd be fun.
He'd be fun.
Right.
I would pick Trump over Tiger Woods just off of the fact that, like you said, that round of golf, just the talking back and forth,
right,
and the difference in conversation, that'd be more interesting just being Tiger Woods. Like, yeah, okay, everything's great, yeah, chipper, yeah.
I love this, and everybody, if you're watching right now, comment your perfect foursome in the chat. And Mike G just put this in there: best foursome at Woodward Sports: Fish, Maz, D-Mac, and Jeff's hair.
Oh, Jeff's hair is taking the field.
Taking the field.
Yeah, let us know what your foursome would be. Drop it in the chat right now so we can find out. But yeah, Terry posed this.
You guys have to understand, if I had Jeff's hair, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be cruising up and down Birmingham, picking up rich ladies.
And you're not
with the top down. And
if you got hair like that, you can't wear a hat too. That's just the ultimate disrespect.
You know what? I'm gonna say something real quick. All right, sometimes the hair, I got the pressure. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it. All right, we put the hat, and then the hat kind of.
No. Here's what those guys. Stop, fellas. Here's why they wear the hat, because they like to take it off and go.
All right, Terry's right.
Yeah,
he got
look
me.
at the face.
Yes. I'm not
face is
beautiful.
Hey,
I
put
am
the
so
camera on him
beautiful.
fully, please. I need this clip just so I can repurpose this.
Yeah, one more time, Terry. What's
Terry.
his face looking like?
All right. Aren't I gorgeous?
I am using this on so many things. Someone please make this a GIF.
You could do a men of Woodward Sports calendar, and all 12 months would be Jeff's hair.
You guys should do that.
We should. Jeff, you ready for a photo shoot today, buddy?
Listen, I'm okay. The photo shoot maybe, but you know what's funny? The funniest thing to me is the Pistons taking my hair at the #1 pick. I can't get over that.
That's the best one.
That is where I just die laughing.
So that's a great conversation, and once again, post yours in the chat so we can see who you would want to golf with. It's all inspired by the Detroit Sports Media Association golf outing that we went to yesterday. And another great topic that Terry and I were discussing last night through text, I want to talk about next. It also had to do with something that happened at the golf outing.
If you commented the Kardashian sisters, get the heck out of here, really.
I'd do whatever with Courtney.
Yeah, but get rid of Chloe, though.
Yeah,
replace Chloe with Kendall.
I don't know. Chloe's a big girl. She could probably crush the ball.
I mean, her dad is OJ. So,
yeah, that's OJ bloodline right there. She got a mean slice, though. I love making Corey laugh. That's one of my favorite things.
You like the big girls?
Huh?
Do you like big girls?
In golf?
I don't discriminate.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind
Just
Chloe
asking.
at all. No, it's more the joke that she's OJ's daughter. That's the funny part about that. But
Did OJ
let me
do
tell
it?
you what I could have used yesterday on the course: a nice glass of 8 Mile and whatever mixer you could decide. It was a perfect day, 84 degrees, sun is shining. As you can see, I'm not so pale and like reflecting light today like a vampire like I normally am. And it just would have been nice to be on the course with a bottle of 8 Mile and my friends. And this is who I would take on my foursome.
Oh,
8 Mile.
Oh, yeah. You mix that thing with anything.
Yeah.
You talk about Arnold Palmer, you could put some lemonade in this thing right here, and that's a drink in itself.
So grab the bottle if you see it at Meijer. It's at all the local Meijer stores, plus a bunch of local bars. And if it's not at the bar that you frequent, make sure you ask for it by name. 8 Mile, born in Detroit, support local.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports at my favorite downtown Fenton, Bridge Street Exchange. Let's go check out their beautiful store. You know we love Michigan summers. Got to turn up on the lake. Pre-made mixed drinks. They even got their own beautiful Bridge Street Exchange t-shirts. I got mine on. Jewelry, they got you here. I got mine on. Titanium Buzz. If you're not quite ready to ask that big question yet with the jewelry, look nice for your girl. They got polos. And last but not least, the most comfortable shoes on the planet. Hey Dude. They're literally called Hey Dude. Shop here at Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. Support a locally owned business.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Turn my beds up a little bit, Jeff. Want to hear some music when we come back from these breaks. And Jeff, you're doing a great job filling in for Fish. I know we're throwing like 14 different jobs at you this week, but you're doing great, man.
I'm trying to hold it down. Fish is a legend. I'll say it again. I'll say it every single day I'm here.
Yeah,
because he stands the whole time.
Yeah, because he stands.
The only reason he stands, one of the reasons why he's a legend. His legs, his calves must be so strong. I don't understand.
Fish is a hell of a golfer, apparently. That's what's cracking me up. While we were out at the golf course yesterday, Fish was out at Pebble Beach knocking them in. So Fish is that dude.
Can we get a VMix call over to Fish? I want to see what he's doing right now. He's probably out on the golf course right now.
Probably.
No,
he's got to use kitty clubs.
Fish has us blocked right now.
I'm gonna text Fish, see what he's up to.
Dude, that would be funny. Be like, Fish, you want a VMix in?
Yeah, let me ask him.
So yesterday at the golf outing, they were doing a silent auction, and they had some great memorabilia up there. Joey, you were actually talking to the owner of the store while we were out there that donated all the memorabilia.
Yeah.
And where is it? It's in Livonia.
Yeah, spot out in Livonia.
Yeah.
Pro Sports Zone.
Pro Sports Zone. Great stuff that they have. And the owner was so cool, hanging out with us all day long. But, I mean, they had everything. You saw us play the prank on Maz for the Tom Brady stuff.
That was honestly the worst thing they had there. That's how amazing that place was. They had the metallic Calvin Johnson signed helmet
that said Hall
with
of Fame
the HOF on it.
Yeah, they had Barry Sanders, like, military jersey. There was Al Kaline stuff. There was Ted Lindsay stuff. There was just all types of sports memorabilia. Jalen Watts-Jackson, trouble with the snap. And
NCAA cover from 06 with Woodson.
Let's be real. Out of all the stuff, I got to give it to Easy.
Yeah.
He got the one thing that really, I looked at everything, but he got the one thing that caught my eye, and that was that Mike Tyson punch-out game. That was...
Dude, and listen, no offense, Easy, but anytime something makes you look tiny, you know that thing is real.
Yeah, well, the best part is Easy paid $350 for that. I'm like, man, we are paying Easy pretty well. He's like, I wrote my name down. I didn't expect to win it. And it's like... Sometimes that's how silent auctions work.
Yeah, but no one, that was the perfect place to bid on something. It's a sports, everybody's there looking for sports stuff. So Easy could walk away with that thing without really being challenged.
Yeah, no, it was great, a great event. But Terry posed the question, what have you bought at auction and that you've won? Or what would you bid on if you saw it at an auction?
Something for your man's room.
Yeah, for your man
just
cave.
really stand out.
So, Corey, let's kick it off with you. If you were at an auction, even the auction yesterday, of all those items, what would you have wanted?
Out of those items?
Yeah, out of those, or any.
I know you want a Janet Jackson poster, but you know this is.
I have a lot of those already.
You going for the Kobe? You going for the Kobe? 100%.
Joey knew it. I'm going for that. I'm going for that Kobe Bryant black Mamba jersey with the 8 on the front and the 24 on the back.
Okay,
hands down. That would be the one item. If I saw it, I'm bidding on it, and I don't care.
That's a great item, man. You like the Chad's Kobe in the back? You thought about taking that a couple times?
I look at it every day.
Yes. Joey, what about you? What are you buying?
Man, this you guys are gonna rip on me for, but you remember the LeBron Air Zoom ones? The first LeBron ever released?
Okay.
That was the first nice pair of basketball shoes I ever got in my entire life. So I would want a signed pair, maybe the first pair that LeBron ever wore, because I went from wearing Starberries, those ugly ass Stephon Marbury shoes.
Hell yeah.
And wearing the Shaq Diesels. Those are the shoes that I grew up on. So that shoe has a lot of meaning to me. That was the first time that my parents actually spent money to get me a nice pair. So I would love that. Game worn, LeBron James signed.
What about you, Terry Foster?
Okay, first of all, let me say, didn't Starberries cost $9.95 or something like that?
Yeah. And they were Spaldings, I believe.
Yeah.
And they didn't fall apart?
They put them in Stephen Barry's, remember? Remember
Yes,
Stephen
I
Barry's?
remember
Stephen Barry's.
Yeah.
Now, here, I'm going to start some shit with you guys.
Uh-oh.
The LeBron shoes are better than the Jordan shoes. I like the way they
For
look.
which purpose, though? For hooping all day. But as far as the shoe itself?
Not the way they look.
Nah, you got no taste. LeBron, some of LeBron's shoes are ugly as hell.
I know you guys hate LeBron, but I think
love
his
it.
shoes
Look,
look better.
I don't like LeBron. His shoes are definitely more comfortable than Jordan's, but look-wise, I got to go with the Jays. Got to go with the Jays.
You're getting disowned by the family on that one, Corey. You're getting disowned.
I have a couple items that I like. I have a framed picture of Willie Mays making the over-the-shoulder catch with a baseball signed by Willie Mays.
That's awesome.
That's a great one. And then the other one was, and I have it's a trio of pictures of Muhammad Ali boxing, of course. Then and one of the pictures is signed, and then there's a Ali boxing glove in there. The only thing I wish it would make it perfect if the boxing glove was signed and not the photo.
That would be nice.
You know, yesterday when we were there talking with them over at Pro Sports Zone, they told us the best item at these auctions is the Darren McCarty doing the turtle. That is the number one item that they say at these events that goes through the roof.
The sweet revenge
The
picture.
sweet
of
revenge
him
pic.
turtling
That
up.
was
Yeah.
that was a huge moment. And one thing I wanted to ask Darren, what if Claude Lemieux stopped turtling, and what if he kicked Darren's ass? Do they win the cup that year?
That's a good question.
Did Darren have to beat his ass for the Wings to win the cup that year?
It was a momentum thing.
I mean, it galvanizes a team together, that's for sure.
It galvanized this whole community.
Yeah. I mean, still, it's 20 years later. We're
Literally.
still talking about it, and it's still one of the biggest moments in Detroit sports. And, God, yesterday when D-Mac was doing the hook, the bartenders, a couple of them walked out, and you could see them like, that's Darren McCarty. And the response he was getting from these females, I know D-Mac's married, and he wasn't pursuing them, but those females, the way they looked at D-Mac, it was like, that's the guy that beats the hell out of people.
Yeah, but you know why? Because Darren had that sweet-ass braid going down the middle of his
D-Mac had the little Iverson braids going on yesterday, man.
He's actually too old for that
the
shit,
Iverson braids?
but he's pulling it off.
Mike G, bidding at a sports auction, I would bid on the scorecard from Stick vs. Easy.
Now I do have. Now, do you guys? You guys have an? Well, you already talked about your autograph item. The one I do have, the only autograph item I have from a pro player, I didn't even pay for, and I told you about it. My grinder signed by Calvin Johnson.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Honestly, like you have a pretty good amount of signed memorabilia.
I have
don't
a
think,
ton of stuff. Yeah.
Like this is very embarrassing, but it's very telling. Joey Harrington signed jersey. That's pretty much all I got.
That's the
at
only
home.
thing you have?
Oh my Lord!
I'm not joking. I remember going to a practice and he signed it for me. I was like,
No, I have I have a signed bat from I believe the '64 Tigers winning the World Series, and like Al Kaline's on there, all those guys. I also have a Bo Jackson autographed Raiders jersey. I have a Mike Tyson autographed glove, Mike Tyson autographed shorts, Mike Tyson autographed lithograph of Mike Tyson's Punch Out, very similar to what
Sheesh.
Easy bought. Yeah, I have a ton. I have a Nolan Ryan baseball. I have a Verlander baseball. I have all.
how do
types
you
of
get
stuff.
these though? Do you buy them auctions like that? That's
Just
the thing
over time, I've accumulated them and gifts. You know, people never know what to get me, and a real win with me always is sports memorabilia.
Yeah.
'Cause I just love it. I've loved it since I was a
I
kid.
was given an autograph stick by Gordie Howe.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's sweet.
And
that's amazing.
but it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
because he addressed it to me, and he said some things about me, about how great I am or with an ass sign. No, but he just.
That's a good point. So automatically, when they personalize it, does that lose entire value?
That's it.
Yep.
Huh.
You're
And
done.
even
But it
honestly-
means something to you.
And even honestly, sometimes autographs devalue it if you can't get the authenticity behind it. Because
Yes.
like I told you the story when I was a kid, and the Lions used to have their training camps out by the Silver Dome, and they were all staying. I forget exactly what hotel
Was it a
it
Marriott,
was.
you said?
No, it wasn't the Hilton Suites. They stayed at the Hilton Suites, but there was another hotel just north on Opdyke where they all stayed, and they had big conference rooms and stuff like that. And my aunt used to stay there when they'd come into town, and I just sit out there with all my cards, and like Jerry Ball signed a card, Chris Spielman signed a card for me, and then I'd take them to card stores, and they'd be like, "This is just ink on a card, man. We don't know if this is true."
Young
like,
stick over here, like, what do you mean? This is worth so much.
yeah, as a kid, you're like, "Wait, no, I was there when he signed it."
You,
What do you
you know
mean
why?
It's not
You know
authentic?
why? Because you look like a young jackass. They
Yeah.
didn't trust you.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't. But I was literally right there with Jerry Ball signing the card and stuff like that.
Excuse me, Mr. Ball. Can you autograph this, please?
I set up a table outside their conference room, so going in and out, they had to get by me. That's how I got a bunch of autographs.
Wow.
I was that kid, man.
That's impressive.
But the thing that I would bid on, nothing pops to me off the top of my head, because the things that I've really wanted, I've already gone out and got. But I would love like a game-worn Tom Brady jersey from a Super Bowl or something like that. Something game-worn that has actually been in the moment. Like to me, that's the next level of collecting. Like you can have signed stuff, but once you get bored of the signed stuff, the signed game-worn stuff, because there's only that's such finite amount of that.
Now, the interesting thing for me is I don't have the autograph stuff from my favorite players or people, but I actually have either a picture with them or took a picture of them. So
see, that's awesome.
That's
so
it
you
for
have
me.
memories.
Yeah, like my favorite picture, and you know me, you see me post it routinely. I got to meet Stuart Scott.
That's awesome.
I've met a lot of athletes. I can say that's probably the only time I've been starstruck. Like, holy shit, that's Stuart Scott.
Did he say booyah to you?
He didn't say that, but he said something else to me, and it's probably the reason I'm here today. I asked him for some advice, and he just said, "Look, simple as put, keep writing."
That Jimmy V Award speech, that will always get me.
Yeah.
That will always get me.
Yeah, Stuart Scott was a great man, and
Did you meet him during the Super Bowl here?
I met him during when ESPN used to do their ESPN the weekend at Walt Disney World. I was interning at Disney during that time, so we had me and my roommate had a day off, and that's when we went up there and we got a chance to meet him. Jay Crawford, Skip Bayless said something very outlandish that he walked back later on. Yeah,
Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't normally do that.
Yeah, he said we me and him had a live first take taping, and I asked him who was better between LaDainian Tomlinson and Barry Sanders, and he said LT.
It's funny because we were having that conversation a little bit yesterday because Maz and the Hook, they were going over this build your own team. You got $15.
And you were going ape shit.
Oh, because it was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Who were some of the names?
Well, what really bothered me is they had Larry Fitzgerald as a $5 buy at wide receiver, and guess who was a $4 buy? Calvin frickin' Johnson.
And they took who?
Larry Fitzgerald Pilar took. I literally almost threw a chair across the entire golf course while they were broadcasting live. Like, Terry saw me get up.
I'd hold him back.
I was like, I want to throw a
Ready to
chair
go.
like right
If
now.
it was $4 for Fitz and $5 for Calvin, I'm still taking Calvin.
Well, not necessarily, because you could only spend $15, so
Right.
you had to.
If I was spending $4 though, I'll lose $1.
You know,
That's all good.
I'm gonna put that in our prep tomorrow,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about that tomorrow because I saw the tweet that they went off of, and the fact that anybody on this planet would put Larry Fitzgerald above Calvin Johnson in anything football just shows you are stupid. Why would you put him as a $5 player and then Calvin as a $4 player? It made no sense to me.
All right, we had another big flaw yesterday. Who are the 5 most dynamic athletes in Detroit history?
Dynamic.
They had Rasheed Wallace on there.
Why?
That's what I said.
I mean, I could argue Rasheed was dynamic.
Well, just because he won? Like, come on.
No, because he was dynamic. He was ball don't lie. He was intimidating. He
All right,
was top
all right,
5.
Let's just look at the Pistons. What about Isaiah Thomas and Dennis Rodman?
Right.
Dynamic.
Yes. Ben Wallace,
That's
dynamic.
Ben Wallace, 3. Chauncey Billups over Rasheed, dynamic because of the big shots and everything.
And that's just one sport. Right. You're talking about Detroit sports. Come on.
Then you got to throw in the Wings, the Lions, the Tigers. She's not in the top 5.
Yeah, we were listening yesterday. Terry and I were just sitting there like, what is going on? And then me and Terry were just like, this is why, or I said to Terry, this is why I want to be on every show, because I feel like I need to inject in this conversation right now. It's getting off the rails.
Yeah, the hook almost got knocked off the air because this guy was so pissed.
I told him, I was like, I'm going to go over there and just pull the plug right now.
That's amazing.
Dude, Larry Fitzgerald above Calvin Johnson? What are we doing?
All I got to say is this about Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles in his career than drops. Think about that.
I'm not saying Larry Fitzgerald is not a great wide receiver. He is. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame, first ballot, fine. But he is not Calvin Johnson.
He's not Calvin Johnson.
But you know why?
But the thing is, I think that it's not that egregious to say, like, Larry Fitzgerald, he just happened to be on bad teams. Larry Fitzgerald is a bad motherfucker as a wide receiver.
Yeah, so is Calvin Johnson.
He is. It's just
and he was on some bad teams, too.
Yeah, it's just not
it's
as
in Detroit.
egregious.
When you ask it in Detroit, though, you're going to get that
It's just not as
response.
egregious as, like, you're saying, like, if we were to say somebody like, I don't know, let's somebody were to say like Marvin Jones over Calvin Johnson. It's like, I can see an argument either way for Larry or Calvin. I would take Calvin. It's just that I don't think it's that much of a disrespect.
All right, we got to hold this till tomorrow.
And Larry played longer, and I think he's more of a media darling than Calvin.
Yeah. Oh no, he's
he does
everyman.
NFL pregame shows, and he's on the Super Bowl. He's on all that crap.
That's great. He's not a better wide receiver. Period.
Damn.
Period.
You know what Calvin did that other wide receivers won't do?
Go over the middle?
Block.
Oh, yeah.
He would knock the shit out of you.
Oh, dude's a beast.
Yeah, and Calvin Johnson's taller than 6'4".
Yeah, he is. In fact, here, I'll tell you, the first time I met Calvin Johnson is he held out, and then I was at Lions practice, and then they said, hey, Calvin Johnson is here today. He's over at the podium. So I walk over to the podium. I see this big dude, and I'm like, I'd never seen Calvin Johnson before. And I said, oh, this must be some defensive end that they mistakenly said was the Lions' next great wide receiver. So I'm standing up there next to him, and I'm just saying, okay, where's Calvin Johnson? And he said, I'm Calvin Johnson. Damn, I said, you a big brother. He said, yeah, I've heard that before.
Well, I'm 6'4", right? 6'3.5", 6'4", if we're getting
but you're a skinny 6'4".
Right, but when I stood next to him and we took a picture over there, he was like this much taller than me.
The best thing that Roy Williams ever did in his career in Detroit was call that man Megatron, because he is really like a effing transformer.
Yeah, he's like, when they say built different, Calvin Johnson should be the definition of that. But yeah, we got to get into that. we got to get into that whole conversation yesterday, because somebody pointed out in the chat that LT, which kind of sparked this whole conversation, he was $1. So, like,
$1 versus Barry Sanders being.
We'll get into that tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll get into that tomorrow. But yeah, I'll pull up the tweet and we can rebuild.
And fellas, let me warn you, he's going to get all hot and bothered and may walk off the set tomorrow. So
if you say some dumb shit like I'm taking Larry Fitzgerald for $5, you're
you
damn
gotta
right.
realize though, people didn't grow up in the Barry Sanders era though that are saying that.
Do you know what we used to fight? We had knockdown battles. Who's the better running back, Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith? And all these fools from Dallas, well, Emmitt is he's a better runner and blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, there's no way. Emmitt Smith had a great offensive line, first of all. He was a north-south guy, and Barry was so creative as a running back. No one was as creative as him, maybe Gale Sayers or something like that.
What was he going for, Emmitt Smith, at the end of his career? Like 17,000 yards or 18,000 yards? Remember the end of that? Like how just old he looked trying to get that yardage? I remember watching
Arizona Cardinals, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a mistake for him to do that.
Yeah.
You know who could have had that? Barry Sanders. But he's like,
but he was going to break
no
that.
interest.
He said, I'm out.
You know.
He's like, I'm in Europe. I'm going to send a fax.
As a matter of fact, the year right before he retired, Madden, I remember this, Madden had it embedded in the game where, like, it didn't matter what game you broke the record, they would immediately stop the game and do a Barry Sanders highlight for him breaking the all-time rushing record. I remember that because I had that Madden game. I wish I could go back and get it, but didn't matter what game it was, whether it was week 9, week 10, they would literally stop the game and run that highlight of Barry breaking the record.
Can't do that on Stratomatic.
Good old Stratomatic.
No, the year before he retired, I used to go in the Silverdome, and I would always talk to the wide receivers and the offensive linemen. The wide receivers liked me, the offensive linemen didn't. And they were, and I think it was Herman Moore brought up, and it was Johnny Morton, whoever was in there, said, you know, we heard the craziest thing when we heard that Barry wants to retire. And so we talked about it a little bit, and then we said, nah, he's not going to do it. So he plays that season, and that he's out after that. So he'd been thinking about that for at least a year before he retired.
You know who
Similar to Calvin.
Yeah, Calvin said that too. He was like, all the guys, somebody had retired, and then Calvin and all the guys were in there talking, and like Calvin's like, shit, I'm about to retire too, and everybody's like,
Right.
ha ha ha. You didn't retire.
Hey, ha hell.
Well, Terry, thank you for joining us today. Do you want to do a quick little story time?
Oh, you know, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, so did I. Well, let's do a little break, and then when we come back, we got story time with Terry. Do you know what it's going to be about today?
No, but
we'll think about it during the break. All right, we'll be right back with the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Would you like to win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time?
Then watch as we turn this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
Watch the Call Sam Chopper Shop on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us and watching on all the platforms, plus downloading the app. Like, it's awesome to look at all the downloads we get on the app, on the Apple or Google Play Store. So make sure you tell your friends about it too, so they can download it and take Woodward Sports with them wherever they go. And it's a really simple app to use. You open it, you press play. That's it. And then you hear Woodward Sports, Detroit Sports Talk, live in your car or wherever you want to take us. So make sure you download the app today. It is now time for Story Time with Terry Foster. Jeff, you can turn the music up just a little bit.
And it's going to be Lions related. One day I was in the Lions press room, minding my own business. PR person comes in and says, Coach wants to see you. So that's usually something bad. The coach at the time was Rod Marinelli.
Ooh, sharp shuffle.
Yes, sharp shuffle. So I go into the indoor field, and he's there, and I could tell right away he's pissed. So he looks at me. He called me a motherfucker. I said, dude, really? I'm a motherfucker? So he just goes off how I don't believe in the program and how my stories hurt the team, and so he's going off. So I'm sitting there, standing there, and taking all the stuff from this little dude, and I'm thinking, you know, where's my career going? I'm being cussed out by the worst coach, or one of the worst coaches in NFL history. So I said, I deserve better than that. This wasn't Bill Parcells, wasn't Denny Green, wasn't even Steve Mariucci. I'm getting cussed out by Rod Marinelli. You know what they finished that year?
0-16?
Damn, that was 0-16 year.
Did you curse them, Terry?
No, but Rod said something real nice about me. He said, you know what? I gave it to him real hard. You know, you took it like a man. He didn't bitch, he didn't whine, he just stood there and listened to me. I said a few things, and because the whole thing was I didn't believe in the Detroit Lions, and I told him I don't.
Then dude goes out and lays a goose egg.
Right, then they go,
we'll show you, Terry.
But you know what?
Believe in him, Terry?
No. He jumped bad on me because they were having a good preseason.
Yeah, 4-0.
They're 4-0.
4-0, baby.
It's always like that.
Right.
Any bad season, we always have an amazing
How dare you,
preseason.
Terry? They were 4-0 in the preseason, and you didn't give them the time of day.
Well, they were only 2-0 at the time.
See?
I thought the team was bad, and then he.
How dare you be right?
He was pissed at me too because one time that they started 6-2, and I thought they won by luck and that they were a real shitty team. and I wrote they're not making the playoffs. And guess what?
They didn't make the playoffs.
They didn't make the playoffs.
Really, at 0-16?
No. They started 6-2.
Oh, that year.
They started
Oh,
6-2.
Yeah.
And Mike Fury.
They were 5-0 at one point that year,
Yeah,
weren't they?
Mike Fury.
Mike Fury
goes out. He walks out of the locker room after a game when they kicked Denver's ass. It was like 41-0, and he says, "Hey media, you can kiss my ass." As soon as he said that, I said, Lions, when they start talking shit, it doesn't go well. Because I thought immediately of another one bites the dust, Lomas Brown guaranteeing a playoff victory over Philadelphia. But they were down 51-7 at halftime. No, that's saying. And but every time the Lions say, we're bad, something bad happens.
Yeah.
Started 6-2 and finished 7-9.
Yep.
Damn.
Dude, I remember going to tailgates when they were 5-0, and it was just like it was literally like, this team's going to the Super Bowl. This is the greatest year ever online. And like my Facebook memories pop up every once in a while, and it'll show me like I'm talking like Lions are 5-0. Yes, read that again. The Detroit Lions are 5-0, and then.
Do you know what? It was the last time I think they were 5-0. You know what they did? They made a music video. Another one bites the dust. By the end of that season,
was that in the 80s?
Yeah, the other teams made music. I think the Chicago Bears made it.
Is that the Super Bowl shuffle year?
No. Another one kicks our butts.
Oh God!
To the same music. Another one bites the dust. Another one down. Another one down.
Oh, this is a good comment by Funky Lions fan. 5-0 until the Schwartz Harbaugh handshake.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. That was really icy.
That was, I mean, I loved it. I love that fieriness, but when he chased him down and all that, like Harbaugh's like, what? And now obviously Harbaugh's here.
I think Harbaugh patted him on the, or
it was like a slap.
Yeah, it was a hard handshake and a whap.
Harbaugh's crazy.
Yes,
he's a crazy dude.
Yeah.
So Schwartz,
that's okay though.
The thing about Schwartz, I thought he was a very good coach, but he would melt down and get so pissed off that he couldn't see anymore.
Saw red.
Where he saw red, and when he did that, the team would follow suit.
Yeah, when you throw
all he had to do
challenge flags
was
in the middle
be
of a
moderately pissed off instead of seeing red, and the Lions may have done something then, but you could tell. He would throw a challenge flag and get pissed, and when he melted down, then they would just go. The sheep were following the big herd.
That's the one thing with if you got a head coach that's fiery like that, if they go off the edge, the whole team comes with them. That's why I loved Caldwell, to be honest with you. Like it was a steady, consistent voice that controlled the locker room, and not too high, not too low. Just, hey, this is a grind. Let's keep grinding.
And I'm gonna treat you like men.
Yep.
And Joik said something yesterday that was kind of stupid. He was talking about.
Joik? No way.
Under Wayne Fonts, he talked about how hard the practices were. Do you know Wayne used to give those dudes popsicle breaks?
Come on. I love that. And orange slices?
Popsicles. You had orange popsicles, grape, and the red ones.
That's awesome.
So you'd be talking to a dude, and he'd have red lips and a red tongue. I said, what's going on here?
Grown-ass man.
I just had my popsicle. Okay, that's cool.
I used to love that at Little League practice when you'd get that little break and they would give you what you needed, and
the post game, right?
Post game after the games were the best, but no, just like Terry was saying, during Little League football practice, sometimes they would give us popsicles, and you take those little breaks, and
sure.
It's 5 minutes, but it results in you going extra hard the last hour of practice.
Damn,
yeah,
Mitch.
Well, and back in the day, they didn't believe in giving you water either, which was a disaster.
Hey man, what's going on? Mitch went hard at Joik.
Uh-oh.
He said something that Art's probably gonna laugh at. Said Joik probably said something stupid because he showed up late to prep.
Joik says he's never late.
Always on time.
I'm always on time.
He is right though. He's never late for the start of the show, and that's fine. So Terry, thank you for story time with Terry Foster today. We appreciate you coming on every Thursday as always.
A good time.
It's always great to talk Detroit sports with you, and it was fun to hang out with you yesterday, even outside of the work environment here at Woodward Sports. And it was cool to have you out at the event, man. Thank you.
I got a little suntan, too.
Me too, man.
Oh, yeah. I was feeling it this morning.
Dude, I was like, why am I so warm? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm sunburned. Joey, ready for Dumbass of the Day?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. It's time for Joey's Dumbass of the Day.
Here comes the intro.
The Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy because he had no idea where he's on the field.
And he causes too many timeouts. It's a technical foul.
Dumbass!
All right, what do you got for us today, Joey?
So this one, it's not necessarily a dumbass, but it kind of qualifies for it. So this person, you know, when you go and order on Amazon, how it got the special directions and all that, like you could add a little notes to it. Just watch the beginning of this video, the note that they put. It's a TikTok video. The note that they put about a spider.
A spider.
Outside on their porch.
Please leave in front. Oh.
It went a little too quick on there. But it says, leave the package out there and kill the spider that's out there on the outside. So the delivery driver walks up right here. You see it. And he's looking. Where's the spider at?
No way.
Where's this spider at? Takes off his shoe and goes to kill the spider, and he got it.
Oh, my God.
So you're a dumbass for putting that in your request, but this is the greatest delivery person I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, you can't argue with results. He got the job done. Dude showed up. He was from FedEx, or where was he from?
Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah.
That's
Amazon
service.
delivery.
That is
Could
service.
be FedEx delivery driver.
I got one more.
Who we got?
It resurfaced, and I did some research on it last night. There's still some conflicting stories about it, but former NBA player Spencer Haywood, 1973, he had a choice of either taking, well, we know when he had like a situation with Nike, you know, signing with them. You know, Nike wasn't really big back then, but could he either took $100K or 10% in Nike stock.
Oh.
Today, that
How
Nike
much?
he took the 10%, and he took the $100K, and right now that 10%, if he would have took it, is well worth over $12 billion.
We don't know what he did with that $100K. He could have very well turned it into $12 billion.
He said now he's been disputing it. He said it wasn't really 10%, but he said that had he took the stock, he'd be a very, very rich man.
Okay, 1%, $1.2 billion. Who gives a shit what percent? Any percent. Wow.
He had a bad, and I did some more reading on it. It looks like he had a bad agent. His agent was just like, Nike's not going to be anything. They're going to fold. Take the money right now. And his agent was just trying to get paid.
One of Detroit Mercy's finest right there.
Sheesh. Could have been set for life. Well, decisions.
Set for life,
decisions.
generational. That's generational
Billions.
That's generational wealth. Like you said, even a 1% would have been
$1.2 billion. That's crazy.
Did you hear what happened to Jerry Jones?
No.
He had the choice of investing in Shakey's Pizza or KFC. Right at the time, Kentucky Fried Chicken. He took Shakey's Pizza.
Never even heard of Shakey's Pizza.
Luckily,
Exactly.
Jerry Jones still ended up making money hand over fist.
Yeah, he did.
He's
but
doing all right. He's doing all right.
He could have.
So you're
really,
telling me he could have been even richer? Nice.
he could have been the Colonel.
They,
He really could have been the Colonel.
They still could pay him to be the Colonel. He looks like the damn Colonel. Well, thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show this morning. We do it every day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. And coming up next at 11, Baligian and Bell and Terry Foster will be joining that show as well. Plus, we got the hook from 3 to 5, and you got 2 more chances to qualify to get in for Kick for Crypto, which is happening a week from tomorrow. So get into the qualification today at noon and 4 p.m. right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Have a great Thursday, everybody.